Tom, good to see you. We are doing a little
Hi,
myth
Aaron.
busting today. Your 401k is not a retirement plan. Everyone's favorite retirement account, the 401k, is a great way to save, but it is just a tool, not a strategy. So, what are some of the biggest risks of relying on just a tax deferred 401k for retirement?
Well, right there in your opening statement, taxes is
Yeah.
one of the biggest problems that there is. Your 401k isn't necessarily all yours because at some point in the future, you're going to have to pay tax on those contributions and the earnings inside that account, unless you're using the Roth side of the 401k. And we don't know what tax rates are going to be in the future, although we believe they're going to be higher and probably much higher.
Hmm.
That's one. Another thing is your account isn't guaranteed. For most people, and I'll call it 99% of the people in 401ks, they're investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, things that go up and down in the market like we've seen over the course of the last couple of weeks. And there's no guarantee to them. So you could turn 65 years old and it's your day to retire, and you might have a 10% loss in that account, like we
Hmm.
saw in the stock market just yesterday.
Right.
For me, those are the two of the biggest issues that there are.
Right. And of course, that's why 401ks are known as tax time bombs. But beyond being just tax deferred, as you just mentioned, those required minimum distributions can push you into a higher tax bracket in retirement.
Yeah, it, especially we've been as of late we've been finding with say widows and widowers as well. When you're taking those, and now all of a sudden you're in a singles tax bracket as opposed to married filing jointly. But not only are they going, could they create an issue with your income tax, but your IRMA, which is the cost of
Mm.
your Medicare. Uh, Tax on your Social Security benefit, all these things come into play now. And again, as we just mentioned a minute ago, tax rates have nowhere to go but up in the future. That's our prediction. We've been saying that for a number of years now in our interviews, and we believe that's going to still happen.
Right. And let's talk that through because, Tom, I think a lot of
Sure.
people will be watching the video and wondering, why do I want to pay my taxes now?
Well, we're in a discounted tax environment, as you can see, going all the way back to 1913 when our federal tax system began. Uh, the average highest tax bracket since then in 112 years is over 58%. We've had points in time where the highest tax bracket was in the 90 percentile.
Yikes.
So, and going just back to the 1970s, for that total decade, the highest tax bracket was 70%. So today, as we sit at 35%, we're in a very discounted tax environment. It's like going to Costco. You don't go and buy that package of 50 rolls of toilet tissue because you're going to be needing them in the next week or so. You're buying it because it's in a discounted environment and you're getting a great break on it.
Hmm.
I'll use that analogy for taxes, right? We're in a very discounted tax environment, and when you look at those vehicles going into the next generations, when you leave them to your children and your grandchildren, because of the new rules, distribution and transition rules, you may be pushing them into the 30, 40, 50, or even higher tax
Right.
brackets when you take into consideration federal, state, and maybe even your city tax.
Right. Really good point. Just to remind everybody watching that you have 10 years, your beneficiaries have 10 years to drain that account.
Under most circumstances, there are some exceptions. So
Right.
for compliance purposes, let's make sure we say that, right?
You're
But
always
for the
compliant.
most part, most people, you're absolutely right.
Such a rule follower, Tom. All right, last question. As we talk about often, it all comes back to turning your savings into an income stream. So, what should we be considering in addition to our 401ks, tax deferred 401ks?
Well, again, we've talked about this a lot in the past. For me, my favorite three are Roth IRAs or Roth 401k contributions, cash value life insurance, and annuities. Annuities and life insurance, cash value life insurance are some of the only guaranteed vehicles out there that can guarantee an income stream into the future for you, just like an old-fashioned pension plan. And then the Roth, obviously, you can invest tax-free over time. And I don't mean your money goes in tax-free, but all your growth and all your distributions in the future are going to be tax-free. And so maybe that's the area or the vehicle that maybe you take a little bit of market risk in. But again, for me, those are the three number one choices that people can make.
And the point is, there are choices. A lot of us are kind
Exactly.
of conditioned from the very beginning when we get our first job to contribute to that tax deferred 401k. So, Tom, if somebody would like to talk through some of those other more tax efficient options with you, what's the best way to reach you?
Our email is tjoconnell@International Financial. And then our phone number is 973-394-0623.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for your time today. I really
Thanks, Erin.
appreciate it.
Great seeing you.
You too.